Hi campers, it's Miss Yaz from Camp Quarantine, and it is day 3 of my birthday 1K giveaway week. So today for the adults, I will be showing you a link to a book list that I'll pop on my website, but I'll show you in another video how to access it. And today for the kids, we're actually going to read a book by an artist, but not an artist like the way you think an artist should be. So this book is a Little People, Big Dreams book. I love these books. And it is a book about David Bowie, who is a musician. Now, when I think of art, I don't just think of visual art or sculptures. I think of musicians, painters, illustrators, authors, writers. Art is such a big umbrella, and I wanted to share the story of David Bowie because I love him. He was a musician, but also a very visual. He looked like a piece of art, and he would change his looks all the time. All right, so let's read this book and let's see what you come up with for the activity. Are you ready? So, David Bowie. Just making sure you can see. Good. Okay, there we go. Little David lived with his family in a tiny house on an ordinary street in London, but he had ideas that would take him out of this world. There we go. I love the illustrations in these books. That's in there. Over there. At school, he loved music and dance classes. He had a real talent for singing, and his dance moves were from another planet. His teachers had never seen anything like it before. And there he is. So everyone's doing the same dance moves, and there's David doing his own thing. I love that. He spent hours listening to his brother's rock and jazz records. David was so inspired by the power of music that he started to write his own songs. And this is before there was the internet, guys. This is a record player, and these are records, and you'd put them on here to play music. Does your mummy and daddy or someone that you know have a record player? We have one. We're really lucky. We've got all of our grandma and grandpa's records too. Ready? David studied art, music, and design at school. Sometimes his teachers were not sure if he was a boy or a girl, but David was just delighted to be himself. So there he is, just doing his own thing. One day, he got into a silly fight with his friend George, who punched him in the eye. That punch changed David's look forever and made him strangely magnetic. Can you tell me what happened to his eye? Look, one is blue or green and the other is brown. So if we look back at the start of the book, his eyes were both like a greeny blue, and now they look like this. Okay, fascinating. Okay. David and George remained friends and formed a group called the Conrads. The rest of the band was happy playing at weddings, but David wanted to become a star. So there he is. Awesome. He jumped from band to band, looking for a chance, dreaming that one day all the lonely kids on the planet Earth would sing his songs out loud. So he wanted to play music for people that are lonely. Do you know what lonely means? It means when your heart feels sad, when you don't have any friends. So he wanted to make music for all the people in the world that felt a bit sad. Okay. But David knew that a great singer needed to be a great performer too. He decided to mix his music with the most spectacular outfits and dance moves ever seen on stage. Oh, I love it. So he did makeup, he wore interesting clothes. He was like a canvas, wasn't he? He's like, decorating himself to play a certain character. David wrote a song about a lonely astronaut and it became his first big hit. The whole world listened to his song the day man first walked on the moon. Pretty cool. Nice. Maybe you can get your mummies and daddies to play you that song. Oh, look at him here. Wow. Look at that outfit. Isn't that amazing? Next, David transformed into an alien rock star called Ziggy Stardust, the coolest space invader the world had ever seen. Dressed as Ziggy, he finally made it to superstardom. Look at that outfit and his makeup and his hair. And people loved him. He was so different. David wasn't sure where he was going from there, but he knew it wouldn't be boring. He kept reinventing himself, and that's what made him David Bowie. So have a look at all these portraits. This is all David Bowie, but in different makeup and different clothes. So he plays a different character. But you know it's him because look at his eyes. One blue and one brown. Which portrait do you like? Or did you like him as Ziggy Stardust? I've always loved this one with the thunderbolt or the lightning on his face. For more than 40 years, he kept exploring new galaxies. Filled with futuristic sounds, he inspired generations of fans to find their own voice and dare to be different. And there he is with his wife. People loving him and all his fans. And by never being afraid to be himself, little David became the most unique star who ever fell to earth. And there he is as a kid playing to his alien. So he always knew he was a bit different. And here he is. That's what I love about these books. It actually shows you what he looks like in the back and shows you a timeline. And there's his wife. So that's what he actually really looks like. And all the other books in this series. So, everybody, I really hope you loved reading about David Bowie. Head to the other video and we'll do a lesson about David and I'll show you where the book list is. All right, don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for a new artist super soon. All right, bye, campers.